texting Adelina as we speak.
What's going on, you guys? It is Friday. Super excited to go ahead and host tonight's training once again. Super excited. Team Boss Up, Team Empire. You guys, it is 9/11. You know, so much has happened over the past 19 years from when, that terrorist attack happened. But let me tell you, man, our country has grown stronger, and we are the problem solvers. We have the solution to what people need to get their buying power back and to have financial freedom, right? So I'm excited. How are you guys doing tonight? What's going on, Terry? Hey, Milan. We got Miss Milan Stokes in the house. Whoop, whoop.
Hey, hey.
How you feeling, Terry?
Hey, I'm doing great tonight. Thank you. How you doing?
Man, I'm blessed and highly favored.
Hey, amen to that.
Amen. Yes, sir. So tonight, you guys, we're going to go over a few things. I wanted to really dive deep into what the team wanted to train on tonight. There's a few things I'm going to touch on that I wanted to bring to people's attentions, but tonight I wanted to ask the team, in general, who wanted me to train on what, right? So for a quick recap, if you wanted me to train on sponsor place, when to actually sponsor place. Someone else asked to talk about triggering CABS. And another individual asked to speak about basically what not to say when you're speaking to clients, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead and mute out the lines just to make sure everybody has a chance to really listen and not be disrupted. All right, perfect. And then I'm going to touch on a few of the laws from when I went to a training, a regional training. Some of the top leaders were actually training on that. So before we do, I also want to congratulate all the new agents that just got started. For those that are on, welcome to the team. For those that are approaching their first promotions, let's get it. Let's wrap up this week. All right. So what I want to go ahead and pull up, you guys, I'm going to share my screen. And this is so important. It really, really is, because we want to be knowledgeable within our field, okay? Can you guys see my screen? You cannot see my screen. Give me a second. We want to be people of resource. We want to make sure that people fully understand, what it is that we're doing. And in addition to that, that we know what it is that we're talking about, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and go to Google. And if you guys are taking notes, write this down. CROA. CROA. All right. So the Credit Repair Organizations Act. All right. Now this right here is very, very, very important. All right. So for those that are not really doing their research on credit and credit repair, you want to be able to do that because it's so important, right? This Act, Title VI, okay, of the Consumer Credit Protection Act prohibits untrue or misleading representations and requires certain affirmative disclosures in the offering or sale of credit repair services. The Act bars companies offering credit repair services from demanding advance payment, requires the credit repair contracts be in writing, and gives consumers certain contract cancellation rights, okay? Now, there's so many different other laws when it comes to, credit repair. You want to make sure that you're not out here, over promising different things that you can't, right? So a lot of times people are not really doing their research when it comes to credit repair. And it really is very, very important to really know, just the basic laws. So again, according to the CROA laws, you cannot basically promise things, promise deletions or increases when it comes to speaking to clients. You can speak to them about the FCRA, okay, which is what we get to leverage here. So the FCRA is the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Now, with everything, there's always going to be rules and different things that will pass on a yearly basis, okay? So you want to make sure that you're on the same page with, with the laws. Now, even though we are referral agents, you also want to stick with the compliance, when it comes to the actual company, right? So there's different things that you're going to need to, do research yourself. We all went to school. We all know what it is to do a research paper. So you want to make sure that you fully understand when it comes to the actual Fair Credit Reporting Act. This isn't a good article. I'm going to pull up another one. All right. So for those that never heard of the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the Fair Credit Reporting Act is a law that was passed by Congress back in 1971. And it allows us American consumers to be able to dispute any of those negative items that we have on our credit report, okay? So let me go ahead and move up the lines. Well, all right. So you can dispute anything that's negative, derogatory, erroneous, or even inaccurately reported from our credit reports. So if a client has a question based on, if I have a debt, should I just not pay on it? You should never, suggest that, but always suggest letting them know that they have the rights to be able to dispute, because let's just be honest, the Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, they're not government-owned entities. These are privately owned companies that third-party companies and different creditors are reporting to these credit bureau agencies, right? So when we're leveraging the Fair Credit Reporting Act, we're literally just typing up these dispute letters, sending out to the clients, and the clients are sending them out. So you want to know some of the items that can be disputed. So medical bills, charge-offs, collections, student loans, repossessions, evictions, foreclosures, tax liens, bankruptcies, child support judgments, right? These are different items that we have seen our clients have great success in being removed from our credit reports. Now, you can give your personal opinion, but you can't tell them, yes, this is going to happen, or yes, you should do this. Say, look, with my opinion, right? This is my opinion. I feel that you and this and this and that, right? Because it's a fine line for you to start giving them full advice with different things, as opposed to you offering a service that we offer to help that client, all right? So you don't want to tell a client, especially in message or in text, hey, yes, we could delete that. Yes, we could delete this, because then what if it's not deleted and they got proof in writing that you're promising this person that a certain item will be deleted. Some things will not be deleted. And that's where you have to now educate yourself within the actual back office that we offer, okay? Here with the United Credit Education Services, the resource center for different ways for a client to be able to help build their credit. So I'm gonna log into the demo, and this is very, very important, you guys. The more you grow in the business, you wanna be someone of resource. You wanna make sure that you know what you're talking about, because if you don't, start doing some research, right? Pick a topic of different things that you're like, I definitely need to learn more about bankruptcies. I need to learn more about how evictions work. I need to learn more about how, medical bills work against the HIPAA laws. Like, there's different things that you should definitely research. So again, when you are speaking to someone, they're like, you know what? Terry knows what he's talking about, right? LaShandra knows what she's talking about. So let's say, for example, we are disputing a item on the credit report, and let's say we've already passed 3 rounds of disputes, okay? Depending on the client, they can actually go here from Credit Builder, and you can go to the forms and documents, in which here we have sample letters requesting to reduce a payment, right? Letter to negotiate a complete removal right here, all right? We have counter offers, settlement letters, a debt validation letter, 1 and 2. So there's different things that you can do, a medical payment letter. So understand that when we are running our business, we are simply just referring the service that we're offering just to help the client within their situation. Our platform here will literally guide them into the direction that they need to go. If you're unsure, I highly urge you to call corporate and say, you know what, that's a great question. Let's go ahead and call customer support, and they're going to go ahead and give you an answer to that question. And that's okay to not know the answer to it. That's why we have a corporate office that has our backs. Just remember, we are referral agents, okay? All right, so to me, that was very, very important to just lead into the training because a lot of people are new and we want to make sure that everybody is, one, staying in compliance, but also know different things that you can look up to be able to be knowledgeable in your field. You don't want to go into a place just fully blind. You want to know what this is what, because let's just be honest, so many people don't know what the Fair Credit Reporting Act is. A lot of people don't know what the CROA laws are, okay? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing this screen, and then I'm gonna go into the actual back office, you guys, all right? So hopefully that was some good info. We're gonna go into the FES back office. Does anyone have any questions based off of that information? Good info, thanks, Milan. All right, cool. So we're gonna go in here to the FES back office. A few people were curious and they wanted to know some more information about how to actually trigger CABS. Triggering a CAB is super, super important. So we're gonna go right in here. For those that have yet to put their picture up, please see me at the end of this webinar, and we're gonna have to change that tonight. We need you to have a picture because everyone here will be getting a promotion, and I don't want a ghost hit when it hits the promotions, and there's no picture to match your name. Okay, so let's make sure we get that done tonight. All right, so you guys, when you go to your FES back office and you click on the video library, here is the CAB overrides and here is the customer acquisition bonus. I'm just gonna click on this video really, really quick. And I want you guys to see how long this video is. Mind you, I'm gonna go ahead and break this down. I just want you to see how long this video is. It's not long at all. And it's great info.
Welcome to the Financial Education Services Agent Overview Series. CAB stands for Customer Acquisition Bonus and is a type of commission that is paid out when new protection plan agents join your team. Understanding how the CAB works is important for any agent, and when used correctly, allows you to maximize the amount of commission you could receive. The CAB is designed to pay out once per new protection plan agent enrollment. It will pay out to the enrolling agent and their upline, also called the lineage upline. To trigger the CAB, the newly enrolled agent must have at least 2 different customers under them with a total product volume of $178 within their first 70 days with the company. This $178 volume could be met by 2 customers each having $89 payments, or it could be 4 customers with $49 payments each, or any other combination of customers and payment amounts, as long as the total volume meets the $178 threshold. These customer payments can either be personally enrolled or sponsor placed by the upline. It is important to note that an agent's own payments do not count towards the CAB. There are 3 types of CABs, which are different ways in which the bonus pays out. They are the initial CAB, remaining CAB, and total CAB. First is the initial CAB, which pays out the week after a new protection plan agent enrolls. Next is the remaining CAB, which will pay out when the new agent has met the CAB requirement of having at least 2 different customers under them with a total product volume of $178 within their first 70 days of enrollment. Remember, the customer payments can either be personally enrolled or sponsor placed by the upline. Finally, there is the total CAB. This bonus is paid out when a new agent enrolls and meets all CAB requirements within the same commission week. The total CAB is paid out all at once instead of being split up into the initial and the remaining. There are exceptions to when the CAB pays out that are important to keep in mind. For example, the CAB will not pay out when enrolling a standard agent. A standard agent is an active agent that doesn't meet the $89 personal product volume to qualify as a full agent. Standard members are not eligible to receive CAB bonuses, level overrides, infinity bonuses, or any other compensation that is not direct commission. Not only is it important to understand the exceptions, it is also important to avoid retractions. Retractions take place when a newly enrolled protection plan agent does not make 3 consecutive payments. The first payment is received upon the new agent's original enrollment. If you have received a CAB on a new agent and they have fallen inactive on their second or third payment, the company will allow an additional 30 days for the account to become activated before retracting a percentage of the paid CAB. Please refer to page 5 of the compensation plan overview for more detailed information on retractions. But how much is the CAB bonus? The amount paid varies based on your title. All of the specific amounts broken down per title can be found in the compensation plan. The compensation plan can be found in your back office. Once there, click on the Commission tab and select Compensation Plan Overview from the drop-down menu. You can either use the PDF viewer on the page or click on the button to the right to download a copy. Let's take a quick look at the CAB charts. You will see that there are 2 charts on the page. One chart that says Direct Personal Sponsorship and one that says Override. For this video, we will focus on the top chart only. This chart is organized by titles and broken down into the initial, remaining, and total CABs. Use this chart to help identify the amount that would pay out to you based on your current paid as title when you personally enroll a new protection plan agent. Another important resource in your back office that will help you maximize your CAB is the CAB report. This can be found by going into the Reports tab, clicking on Agent Reports, and then selecting CAB Report. Here, you will be able to see a list of all personally sponsored agents who have joined your team within the last 70 days and have not had their CAB triggered yet. This report will help you identify how many days you have left to trigger a CAB and which requirements still need to be met. This report will also help you identify whose CAB has already been paid. To see a list of the CABs paid, simply click on Yes to set that filter. You should now have a better understanding of the CAB and how to be able to track it. Please keep in mind that the CAB will only pay out once per new protection plan agent. If you have any questions about the CAB, please contact our agent support department at 248-848-9065, option 2.
All right, perfect. So I wanted to make sure that everybody understood the CAB. Why? Because it's in your back office. Now I'll go in depth with the actual CAB. Now, for those that have seen this video, I want you to be fully honest. Drop a 1 in the chat, okay? Don't be embarrassed if you haven't seen it. It's okay, all right? Because when I first got started, I was making a lot of excuses. Yeah, I watched it and didn't watch anything. So when I asked a few people, have you watched it? They're like, no, it's okay. I didn't either, all right? Until I really held myself accountable to watching these videos. I'm telling you, they will give you so much clarity on how to really run your business, okay? So now let's go into the full CABs. All right, awesome. Let's see all those ones. Excellent. All right, so now when you go to your CABs, just like he was talking about, so let's say, for example, you sign up some new agents, right? You personally sign up agents yourself. You want to go into the reports, and then you want to go into CAB report. CAB report will show you your personally sponsored agents. You also see, your whole organization. So let's just say Bob Doe signed up agents. Okay, maybe Jason Doe. Okay, this is a horrible example. All right, so I may have to just pull up mine. All right, so let me stop sharing my screen. All right, so let me just go into my back office and I'll show you guys what an actual back office CAB report looks like. Okay. I'm gonna log into mine. Now it's important that everybody pays attention to their CAB because, to be quite honest with you, you wanna make sure that you don't leave any money on the table, okay? So now I'm gonna go back to share my screen with you guys. Give me a second. All right, so I'm gonna share a screen. Boop. All right, so everyone should see my screen right now. All right, awesome. So here's the CAB report. So let's say, for example, boom, I'm gonna just show you guys this, okay? So here are some agents that I personally sponsored myself, all right? Now, as we see, there's a countdown. You have 60 days to trigger a CAB, okay? When it comes to an agent, you have customers in your holding tank for 70 days, all right? Now, I think that's correct, yes. All right, now right here in the far right, it says UCES PP payment count. If this says 0, it needs how many in this column? Drop it in the chat. How many did that video say? Every agent needs how many protection plans? There you go, 2. Excellent. So as we see here, we have an agent here that the CAB has not been triggered. We have another one here. It hasn't been triggered. If this one has 1, how many more does it need now? Exactly, 1 more, okay? Then that CAB will be triggered. Now, depending upon your title, all right, this is how much money you have on the table. Now, I'm going to give you an example based on my position. So because I've signed these agents direct to me, all right, we're going to go here. Actually, no, we're going to go here. And I want you guys to have a full understanding of this because this is how you get paid, okay? Now, a lot of people are not paying attention to this and you're leaving a lot of money on the table. All right, so we're gonna make this full screen. All right, so now let's say, for example, oh man, did I miss it? I did, okay. All right. All right, so as we saw, there were about, let's just say I had 2 agents in my CAB report. As a regional sales director, I was initially paid out $160, but check this out. Because those CABs have not been triggered, I still have another $270 on the table for each one of those names that you guys saw in the back office, right? That's a lot of money, right? So we want to make sure that, let's say, for example, an agent signs up on Friday, we want to help that agent get their first 2 customers by Saturday, right? Hey, who do you know? Who in your family needs, credit repair? Let's make some phone calls, make a post really quick, right? Why? Because you want them to get qualified. The definition of being qualified is them signing up their 2 customers. So now you will then trigger their CAB, and the terminology of triggering the CAB is having them sign up their 2 customers. So now you will then be paid out the remaining bonus for the total payout that following Thursday. Keep in mind that our pay period starts Sunday and ends Saturday at midnight Pacific Standard Time, all right? So if you don't have that agent sponsoring 2 customers, or you sponsor place customers from your holding tank in which where your customers go, so you can start triggering CABS not only for yourself, but for your team, all right? You will only get paid the initial, but if you do that, triggering the CABS sponsor place, and by the end of that same week, you will then get paid the total. Now, some of you have signed up an agent and you're like, well, why only got $40? It's because that agent didn't sign up their first 2 customers, or you didn't sponsor place 2 customers under them for you to get the remaining CAB bonus. Does that make sense for everyone? If it makes sense, drop some ones in the chat. If it doesn't, please unmute yourself or tell me it doesn't make sense, and I'll make sure that we address that. Does that make sense to everybody? Don't be shy. This is where we want full clarity. All right, so it makes sense to everybody. All right, excellent. All right, so that's triggering the CABS. All right, so let me X out of this. I'll stop sharing my screen. Go back to my back office. Okay, so now I want to go and show you guys. This is the info I didn't get when I got started. Man, you know how much money I lost? Keep in mind, you guys, that if you don't trigger the CABS, that remaining bonus goes back to corporate and into their pockets. So you want to keep an eye on your CAB report, because if not, you'll lose that money that's sitting on the table. And nobody wants to lose money, right? All right, so that's one. So I'm gonna go ahead and go back to my holding tank so you can fully see the actual how to do that. All right. I hope so too, Alfred. I'm sure they do. All right. So mind you, I'm a big person of making sure my team gets paid. So when customers come in, I'm making sure I trigger everybody's CAB, right? Why? Because when your team eats, you eat by default, right? So you always leave you last. That's just the right thing to do, okay? So how do you trigger those CABs, right? Well, as you guys sign up customers after the first 2, then they get stored in a holding tank. So you're gonna go to your reports, you're gonna go to customer reports, and then you're going to see this screen, right? All your customers will be placed in what we call the customer placement holding tank, okay? So I have a few customers in there, okay? So let's say, for example, mind you, I'm going to read this because so many people have not read this. I have no idea why, but I'll read this just to make sure that I know we cleared the air. All right, customer placement list holding tank. Keep on top of your active sales. Keep on top of your active sales. Mind you, they said that twice. Once enrolled, your protection plan memberships will automatically go into the holding tank. Customer placement report. Your customers will remain in the holding tank for 70 days, giving the enrolling agent the ability to place them under the downline agents to trigger CAB bonuses, which is exactly what we just discussed. You have an initial, you have a remaining, and then once you trigger the CAB, you will then get paid out the total bonus, right? And when you trigger the CAB and sponsor place customers under an agent, you are not only placing a customer, you're placing volume under that agent, all right, within their organizational structure to maintain or qualify for titles. You will see the newly enrolled PPMs, protection plan memberships, with different options, sponsor place or residual pay. So let's say, for example, all right, you see this, the residual pay. I completely waived that customer's activation fee, right? Now this one, I did not. That's why you don't see a residual pay. Now residual pay happens that second payment, you'll get a $12 residual income because you waive the activation fee. Now, because I didn't waive the activation here for this customer, right? This customer, I'll get my $12 residual income on the 4th payment. Now, Where does that say that, Zarina? I've never heard that before. Well, I encourage you to go back to your commission compensation plan overview and print that out and read it, you guys, okay? Every leader has printed that out. And I encourage you, if you have not done so, this is exactly what you want to do. You want to get a binder, get some sheet protectors, and you want to be able to print it out, because this is how you get paid. You don't want to ask someone else how you get paid. I want to read it myself how I get paid. So best believe I schooled myself on that. So now let's say I'm going to trigger one of my agents' CABS. Well, I'm going to click this blue button, sponsor place. Now, let me give you a trick. I learned this the hard way. The customers that you sign up earlier in the game go on the bottom. The newer customers are on the top. So always start from the bottom when you go to sponsor place customers and work your way to the top, all right? Because as you see days left, you see a countdown, all right? So you want to sponsor place your customer. You can either write the agent's ID number or their first name. I usually just write their first name. You then press search. It'll show an ID. You can hit plus, follow the prompts. It'll also give you an option if you want to give up your direct commission and pretty much give your commission to the agent that your sponsor placing your customer under, or you keep the direct commission to yourself. That's totally up to you, okay? So that's how you properly trigger a CAB. So I hope that makes sense, because when this was shown to me, this was Chinese and it was literally had to explain at least 3 hours because it made no sense. It didn't make any sense. But then when I saw the videos and I was a visual person, hands-on, it then made sense, okay? So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. All right, I think somebody put something in the chat. Great info, yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, you guys. All right, so that's triggering CABS. All right, now sponsor place. So now let's go to the agent reports. All right, so agent reports. So let's say, for example, you're signing up agents, okay, direct to you. You're then going to the sponsor placement reports. These are agents that I can move under different agents, right? To help with my organizational structure. Zarina, what does that mean? Again, I'm a visual person, so let's break that down really quick before we continue. Mind you, I'm now going into sponsor placing agents, all right? This will make sense in a second. So this is page 10. Page 10 should be a document that you have in your phone or very accessible, all right? I'm gonna enlarge this, everybody can see it. You should be looking at this every day because your organization grows every day, okay? So field trainer. In order to go field trainer, you only want to have 2 legs, okay? Let me show you what I mean. So 2 legs. I'm gonna give you a black canvas right here. Hold on. I want to do something different, you guys. Give me a second. All right, I'll do this later. I could be very creative tonight, but we're going to save that for another time. All right, because I know you could draw on this, and I just don't know how to do that yet, so we'll figure that out. Oh, look, I did a little pink box. All right, sorry. All right, so let's say you're going for field trainer, all right? I want somebody to participate with me. I'm going to allow you guys to unmute yourselves. Anyone would like to participate? Unmute yourself, please. And I'll tell you what I want you to do. Anybody? All right, I'll pick on Adelina.
Okay.
All right, perfect. I want you, because I know your promotion's coming up and it's field trainer. I want you to read to me what are the title qualifications and the requirements for you to be able to hit that title. Read field trainer for me from box to box.
So it's field trainer, monthly group volume is 1,600. Agent requirements, 2 personal sponsors, 2 active agents. Team leg requirements, 2 separate legs with minimum of 400 per leg.
All right, thank you. Now let me ask you a question. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
All right. Now, if you were to explain that to someone looking at a back office, how should that look?
You would I draw a map?
It's okay. So if you were to just describe what the back offices looks like, so when you sign up a new agent, what do you automatically see in your back office? Do you see squares? Do you see circles? Do you see a bar graph? What do you see?
The bar graph.
The bar graph, okay.
Yes.
So perfect. So when you have an agent, let's in this example, field trainer. So if you sponsored 2 personally sponsored agents, when you look at your back office, what you should see there for those 2 agents?
200 volume in each.
No, an agent is worth $400 in volume, right? So when you look at your back office, and this is where the diagram goes. All right, I appreciate you reading that. Now I'm gonna draw this for you guys so it then makes sense, okay? Again, thank you, Adelina. All right, so we're in entrepreneur school, you guys. Keep in mind, I spent a lot of money on trainings when the world was open. That's why all of this makes sense. All right. So I'm going to show you guys what your back office would look like. All right. Do you guys see my dry erase board? All right. So when you're looking at your back office, right? When you're looking at your back office, field trainer, you're going to see a bar graph here. Pretend this is another color because it's usually another color. And you're going to see another bar graph there. Let's pretend and say this is John Doe and this is Mary Jane. Don't lie. All right. When you sign up a brand new agent, the volume automatically in the qualifying month is 400. So when you hover over that bar graph and click on it, you'll see 400. Same here with Mary Jane, 400. On the far left in your back office, you'll see a circle, right, for the total amount of agents that you personally sponsored. This side is inactive agents. This side is active agents. So let's say you signed up 2 personally sponsored agents and you have 2 personally sponsored active agents. That's what you'll see in your back office. Now down here, it'll be your whole organization, right? How many inactive on the right side and how many are active, okay? So let's say you have a total of 415 agents in your entire organization, but you only have 101 active. You have 314 inactive agents. You'll see these numbers in your back office, okay? In addition to that, you'll then over here see what? A total volume, You'll see personal volume. You'll see bonus volume. And then, of course, your, I believe it's like group volume, total volume, something like that, okay? So when you're looking at that, now you'll then see, hypothetically speaking, 1,600 volume. So when you're looking at this, when you're closing out in the month, instead of waiting for your upline to check your homework, check your work, check it yourself. This is what you need to look. Mind you, each column that Adelina just read is a check mark. So I need to go field trainer. Do I have $1,600 in volume? I'm gonna check over here. That's a check. Next column, agent requirements. Do I have 2 personally sponsored active agents? Well, what is the best way to do that? You're gonna go to John Doe's back office. You're gonna go to reports. I hope you guys are writing notes. Reports. Then you're gonna go to agent reports. You're gonna then go to agent search. Then you're gonna type in that agent's name, click on it, and you need to check to see if the battery is green. This is a battery, green. If the battery is red, that agent is inactive. You need to give them a call. We just learned that we got retractions. They have to be active for 3 consecutive payments. If an agent is inactive by their second payment and they paid out the total CAB, you're gonna get a 50% retraction that second month that they're not active. Mind you, they give you 30 days to make that happen, to make them back active. By the third payment, if they're still not active, they will charge you a retraction of 25% from what they actually paid you out. So very important that you all stay active. Just get the stripe for file and you don't have to worry about that, okay? Next, you checked on the green batteries. Everybody's active, so you know what? That second column, that's a check. Now for the little intricate part, team leg requirements. Now you gotta look at your back office. Do you have 2 separate legs? Do you physically see 2 bar graphs? If you do, that's a check. Do you see now with minimum of 400 per leg? Is John Doe's leg 400? Check. Mary Jane, does she have 400? Check. Have you now hit field trainer? Yes. If you're confused, I see you shaking your head no. Unmute yourself. You can unmute yourselves. Hold on. Yeah, you can. Okay, I changed it. Go ahead. If you're confused, ask a question. Everybody good? Brea, did you have a question?
No, I didn't have a question, but I'm being pulled in so many different directions, but I thought you were just saying only 2 legs, 400 each, but I'm thinking with, I wasn't including the clients too. So I thought you were just talking about 2 agents and that's it. So that's where I got lost. So my apologies.
Gotcha. No, you're good.
I got it.
All right, so do you understand field trainer, how to read a field trainer back office?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good, awesome. Anybody else? Does this make sense to everybody? Good? Lisette, go ahead.
I was gonna say yes, that person hit field trainer, but I could not unmute myself, but now I can.
Okay.
I don't talk that.
What was that?
I said, I didn't think I talked that much that you kept me muted.
Oh, you're good. All right, so everybody's good. So now everybody's a straight boss. You know how to go into a back office and say, hey, does Peter, mind you, this is Peter's back office. Does Peter's back office, does he have all his qualifications for field trainer? Everybody's comfortable doing that, right? All right, so I'm gonna proceed. So let's go to senior field trainer. Mind you, this is all gonna make sense here in a minute, leading into sponsor placing agents. Okay, we already spoke about sponsor placing customers to trigger CABS. So now we're talking about sponsor placing agents, but I'll talk about that here in a minute. So now let's jump to senior field trainer. Senior field trainer, who's gonna volunteer to read senior field trainer qualifications and requirements? You can unmute yourself. Go ahead, LaShandra. I can't hear you. You're unmuted though.
Okay, can y'all hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. So in order to become senior field trainer, you have to have two personal sponsors, two agents. And each agent has to have 2 agents, 3 clients.
No,
Correct.
I want you to just read the part, please.
Read what part?
The whole thing, senior field trainer, from the total
Okay.
volume, agents.
Okay. Senior field trainer has to have total volume of $5,000, 2 personal sponsored active agents, 2 separate legs with minimum 500 per leg, and 2 minimum active full-time field trainers must be
Lineage.
lineage.
All right, perfect. Now, does that make sense to you?
It does.
All right. So if that makes sense to you, please explain that here in this example.
Hold on. Let me blow up the screen.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm gonna explain the way I understand it, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, so 2 senior field trainers. What I understand is that each field trainer has to have 2 active agents and 3 customers.
So let's subtract the whole customers out.
Okay.
All right. And just break down qualifications right there from the chart.
Let me pull up the chart.
And the reason why I say that is because you can have 3 customers, right? From last qualifying month, but you didn't enroll no customers this month. That's not, you're gonna have only 85 in volume for the customer for the next month.
Okay, that's why I get confused.
All right, so I'll break this down, but I appreciate you reading. So look, the reason why I wanted you to explain that is because that's the next promotion. So now when you're looking at your back office, you want to see, do I have 5,000 in volume? Mind you, these are all columns to check off. Total volume, do I have 5,000 in volume? Check. Next column, do I have 2 personally sponsored active agents? Is John Doe active? Green Battery in their back office? Check. Mary Jane, is she active? I'm gonna go in her back office. Green Battery? Check. The only reason why I want everybody to get a habit of going to the back office is because this back office doesn't really update like it should. So you gotta go into the actual back office. It'll say that they're active, and then when you go to their back office, they're actually not active. All right, it kind of sucks. Hopefully they fix that, but you have to physically go into your agent's back office. So now, senior field trainer, are your agents active? Check. So that column is check. Okay, 2 personally sponsored active agents, 2 PCAs or PSAs. Now the last column, all right? The last column, this is how you read this, you guys. All right, senior field trainer, 2 separate legs. Now when you go into your back office, you have to click on these legs. This is how you see if you got the qualifications for it. 2 legs. It has to have a minimum of 500 per leg. We stop there. John Doe, does it have 500? Check. Mary Jane, does it have 500? Check. Then you proceed to the next. And minimum of 2 active field trainers. 1 must be in lineage. So let's say, for example, John Doe and Mary Jane, these are your top legs. These are the leaders and your top legs. Okay? But you have Bob under here, and you have Susie under here, because you have been building your organization. Now, the only reason why I'm saying this is because, mind you, I'm leading now into sponsor placing. Because let's say John Doe is not a field trainer, but you promoted Bob to field trainer, but you sponsor placed him under John Doe. It now gives you a field trainer, even though John Doe is not a field trainer. Let's say Mary Jane is your top leader, but Mary Jane went inactive, but it still shows in your back office. You still want to be able to build under Mary Jane. Now I'm leading into sponsor place, okay? Now, let's say, for example, you're on a roll, you're a super agent like Lonzel, okay? Lonzel over here signing up all these agents, right? He's got Bob and Susie. As a senior field trainer, do you need 4 legs? Do you need 3 legs, or do you need 2 legs? What's the answer, Lonzo?
You need 2 legs.
2 legs. Exactly. Now, real quick, Adesha, not to put you in the spot, why did you say 3 legs? You can unmute yourself. Deja? Go ahead. Boom, now you can unmute.
I was thinking of something else. That's why I said 3, but it's 2.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So, thank you. All right, Lisette, go ahead. You had a question, Lisette?
Yes, I do. When you're done with that, can you explain lineage?
Sure. All right. So I'll do that after. Okay. So if we know that a senior field trainer only needs 2 legs, because it says it right there in the chart, right? What should you do with these 2 legs over here? With Bob and Susie? What should you do with them?
Sponsor place them.
Who said that? Yes, you sponsor place them. Why do you sponsor place? How do I allow everyone to just unmute themselves? How do I do that? I don't even know how to do that. Hold on. I'm just going to click here. Unmute, 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 unmute.
Hey, Z, put them in the underneath at the bottom. If you click the 3 lines on the right and go to meeting settings, you can do it from there.
Allow participants to unmute themselves. Boom. There you go. All right, y'all can unmute yourselves. Yay, thank you. All right. So,
Thank you.
go ahead.
You would sponsor place them so you can trigger a cab.
Incorrect.
Okay.
You would sponsor place them because you only need 2 legs.
Correct. Who said that? That was China, wasn't it?
Yes, it was me.
You have like the female keep sweat voice.
No, I wasn't talking. I was just watching. So that's all.
All right. So should your back office have 4 legs?
No.
No.
When, by looking at the chart, when should you have 4 legs? Look at the chart.
Regional sales director.
When you hit executive sales director.
There you go. When you hit executive sales director, that's when you have 4 legs. So it's important to look at your back office and know that I only need 2 legs until I hit close to sales director. Open up that 3rd leg, okay? When you're getting close to that 9,000, and boom, open up that 3rd leg so you can hit that 10,000. Because you got to pay attention. So many people are not paying attention to their back office. You only have 70 days to move an agent. Once you don't pay attention to that sponsor placement report and you lose time, what happens is your agent stays stuck right there, and that is a permanent leg that will never get moved. I see so many people's back offices that has 6 legs. Look at the pinnacle. How many legs do you need to get to the pinnacle?
5.
5. So why do you got 6 permanent legs? Does that make sense?
No.
Nope.
It doesn't make sense. All right. So very important that everybody pays attention to their back office structure and requirements. You want a nice, pretty, clean structure. So now here, let's say I'm going to give you guys an example. All right. Let's say Bob hit field trainer. Bob got $1,600 in volume, right? And Mary Jane, she hit field trainer, but she only has 1,000 in volume. Okay. Now, to hit 5,000, let's say you have the volume, but the legs are not where they need to be. Okay. Mary Jane's legs in the back office, one has 200 and the other one has 400. For her to hit her qualifications for field trainer, okay? Let's say Susie has 600. For Mary Jane to have her qualifications, which agent should you sponsor place under Mary Jane so she can have her right qualifications so she can maintain her field trainer title?
Susie.
Where do you move Susie? Which leg?
To Mr. Doe. I forgot his first name. Bob Doe or whatever his name was.
Well, we're talking about Mary Jane. You want to have Mary Jane have her qualifications.
You move it to
move Susie under Mary
move
Jane.
Susie to Mary Jane.
Exactly. So which leg do we move Susie? Where? Remember, there's 2 legs here. Where do we move Susie? To the right leg or to the left leg?
Left leg.
To the left leg.
To the left leg. Why? This
Which
leg has
100.
200 in volume.
You need 800 in volume.
You need a
Each leg
minimum
has
of,
to be a minimum of 5.
incorrect.
Wrong?
A
Oh, shit.
field trainer's leg has to have a minimum of how much per leg?
400.
400.
400.
Correct.
400.
So you have to move Susie under this left leg under Mary Jane. So this leg could have what it needs to have 400. So now that you move Susie here, that adds another 600. So now this leg is 800, right? You added another 600 to that volume. Now Mary Jane's got 1600. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
So as you guys are growing your organizations and your businesses, that is why leaders like you, okay, and your upline leaders are sponsor placing agents that are not direct lineage to you. Susie, let's say Alfred, sponsored Susie into the business, but he sponsor played Susie in Mary Jane's organization. Based on the video that you guys saw, who gets the CABS off of Susie? Is it Mary Jane or Alfred?
Alfred.
Alfred. Who is Susie direct lineage to?
Alfred.
Mary Jane.
No.
Mary Jane.
Incorrect.
Alfred.
Alfred.
Alfred. Okay.
Again, Alfred sponsored Susie into the business. He enrolled her direct to him. All he did was sponsor placed her in Mary Jane's organization. So is she direct lineage to Mary Jane or is she direct lineage to Alfred?
Alfred.
Alfred.
Boom. Excellent. Now, when now it says here, senior field trainer, one must be in lineage, that just simply means Alfred has Susie, but also Alfred has Mary Jane. Alfred has John Doe. But because Mary Jane did not sponsor Susie into the business, she is just direct lineage to him. Sponsor placed in Mary Jane's organization. This is a trick question, so if you can't answer it, it's okay. This didn't make sense to me at first. What benefit will Mary Jane have because Susie is sponsor placed in her organization? What are the few benefits that Mary Jane will have having Susie in her organization?
Volume. Yep.
All right. What else? What is it?
Residual income.
Residual.
All right. Residual income, right? The override residual. Volume. What else?
Gets the build off of Susie.
That too. And what else?
Sponsor placement.
No, because she's already sponsor placed. I'm looking for one powerful one.
The title.
There you go. The title. So at any given moment, you enroll an agent direct to you, work with that agent, get that agent to field trainer, sales director, right? As quickly as possible. And then sponsor place that agent under an agent that's working, or where you actually need an agent to balance your structure. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Now keep in mind, an agent, the direct sponsor, and I say this with respect, okay? Don't expect your direct sponsor to sponsor place anyone in your organization, okay? That is something that we do, you should do when you say, you know what, this person's working. This agent, this is gonna be a good fit for this person. Keep this in mind. When a sponsor upline, sponsor places an agent in your organization, you're just as responsible for that agent, just like their direct sponsor. They're in your business. Therefore, they're building this legacy with you. So let's say you're short a field trainer, but they hit a field trainer. That field trainer counts. It's just not direct lineage. So when you're looking at the qualification sheets, that's how you're reading it. One must be in lineage, right? So someone from who I enrolled, that they enrolled down 6, 7, 10 levels deep, that's all direct lineage to you. But if it comes from Susie, that's not direct lineage, all right? Just know she still counts as volume, title, and you still get override residuals. Do you still want to help Susie? Absolutely. Build underneath her, meaning, let's say now you have an agent. His name is, well, I need a new marker. Is this good info, you guys? All right. Let's say you got Billy. Don't ask why I like Billy, Bob, and Susie. All right. Let's say you got Billy. You, or let's just say Alfred, enrolled Billy into the business, okay? Susie needs help. Actually, that's a lie. Let's rewind. Mary Jane has Billy. She signed up Billy. She's got this side good on volume, all right? But she's a little off on volume here. Can Mary Jane sponsor place Billy under Susie and it still be direct to her?
Yes.
Correct. Will sponsor placing Billy under Susie help Susie?
Yes, with volume.
Exactly. And what else?
Title.
And title. And of course, residuals, right? Team building business. Always sponsor, place, and move people to what? Balance your structure and also to help your team. Because you can have a team that's knocking on the door to regional sales director, but their third leg is short, 500 in volume, right? You got an agent, you just signed up. Yeah, I'm a sponsor place an agent over there to help that agent hit regional sales director. Why? Because not only are you gonna help your team hit RSD, you may need an RSD, right? For you to hit your next title. Will it be worth you helping that agent?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Are you entitled for your upline to do that?
No.
No, not at
Never.
all.
No.
Hell no, right? But you want to help your team, right? So I just wanted to break that down. All right. So I'm going to jump to sales director. Can I jump to sales director? Is everyone clear so far on field trainer and senior field trainer?
Yes.
You promise?
I get it.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Good.
All right. So I'm going to erase this, okay? Mind you, I'm recording this, but this is so important, you guys. Our month ends next Saturday, and I want clean back offices. I want everyone to know how to help their teammate get to field trainer, senior field trainer, and then we're going to stop at sales director. Because once you learn how to get to field trainer, read structure, senior field trainer, read structure, you know how to get to sales director and regional sales director and executive sales director and vice president, okay? It's just duplicating senior field trainers and sales directors. As a regional sales director, you need 3 senior field trainers. Executive sales directors, all you need is a minimum of 2 sales directors. Vice president, all you need is a minimum of 3 sales directors. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm gonna stop at sales director, because I need to make sure everybody knows how to get to 1, 2, and 3. So now we're gonna jump to sales director. All right, who wants to volunteer to read sales director?
I'll do it.
Who's that?
Anthony.
What up? You could do it with your camera on.
No.
Come on, turn that baby on.
All right. Okay. Hold on. All right. It says 3 separate legs, 10,000 in volume.
All right, so let's stop right there. So
Okay.
sales director. Sales director is 10,000 in volume, right?
Yes.
Continue.
3 separate legs.
How do I draw that? When you're looking at the back office, how does that look?
Like you had the 3 kind of like rectangle bars that you had.
Right?
Right. Uh-huh.
Okay. Next.
And it says with a minimum of 1,000 per leg.
All right. So this leg should say 1,000.
Right.
This leg should say 1,000. This leg should say 1,000, right?
Yes.
All right. Go ahead.
And a minimum of 3 active field trainers.
Okay.
2 must be lineage.
Perfect. Thank you, Anthony. I appreciate you.
Okay.
Your bald head look nice tonight. All right. So I'm just joking, you guys. All right. So 3 field trainers, right?
Yep.
And 2 must be in lineage.
Yep.
Sales director, how many personally sponsored active agents need to be active for you to check that off?
3.
We're gonna call this guy T. Let's throw my letter in there. Z. E. All right. We're just gonna put letters this time. All right. So T's active, Z's active, E is active. How do you go check to make sure that they are actually active?
You go into your back office and look at the batteries.
All right. How do you get there? How do you get to their back office from your back office?
You go to agent reports.
Okay.
And look at the agent report and then click on their names in the different bars.
Rewind. You did good. You missed
Okay.
one step. You're gonna go to reports.
Oh.
You're gonna go to
Go to agent report and then agent search.
Agent search. Yes, sir. Then you type in their name. All right, awesome. Great job, China. Thanks, Anthony. Great job. All right. That's where you type in their name and you need to double check. I'm talking about double check. Okay? All right, great. So now they're all active. Green batteries. Great job. 3 separate legs, 1,000. How do you make sure that their legs are at 1,000? What do you do? From your back office, what do you do?
Hover.
You hover, or you might have a old ass computer, you got to click on it, right? And then it'll say 1,000, right? Okay.
Yes.
All right. And then 3 active field trainers, 2 must be in lineage. So if you need 3 active field trainers, 2 must be in lineage. Does that mean the other one is, where's the other one? Sponsor placed, right?
Yes.
Will a sponsor placed field trainer count?
Yeah.
Absolutely, right? Because all you need is 2 active field trainers that are lineage to you. Okay. So now let me give you a scenario. 3 personally sponsored active agents. You got that? That's check. You have the 10,000 in volume. That's check. You have 3 field trainers. You have them. That's check. Your legs, though, T's at 400, Z's at 600, E's at 1,000. Do you still keep your qualifications as a sales director, or do you go in grace?
Grace.
What does going in grace mean?
Meaning you didn't hit all your qualifying marks to maintain your title.
All right. So what happens when you go in grace?
I think you stay there. It's a 30-day grace period, I believe, before you lose rank or title.
You don't ever lose your title.
Oh, okay.
They demote your pay. Great job, though. All right. So just because you hit a title, you guys, don't mean you don't get paid at that title. You got to keep the qualifications for that title. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So in this scenario, you have your 10,000 of volume, you have 3 field trainers, you have 3 personally sponsored agents, but your legs don't fit the qualifications for sales director. What do you have to do here?
Build.
Okay, yeah, build. So what do you need to do in Z's leg?
If you have an agent in place, you can place an agent there for 400 to get it to 1,000 or 2 protection plans.
Boom, excellent. You can put 1 agent here, or you can put 2 clients, and that'll put that leg at 1,000. Great job, Lunzel. What about T's leg? Don't answer this, Lunzel. Obviously, you know it. Who else?
The same thing.
Same thing. What? Give me 2 scenarios. What can you do here to make sure this leg is at 1,000?
1 agent, 3 clients, or 2 agents and 1 client.
1 agent and 1 client, and what?
Or
Mm-hmm.
what did I say first? I said 1 agent and 3 clients.
You have to have 3 customers, right?
You can do 3 customers as well. You can do 1 agent and 1 client, or you could just sponsor place 3 customers in this leg. As we know, 1 customer is 200, 2, 4, 6, 3 customers, or an agent 400 and a client is 200. That's your 600 that you need. So you could do 1 agent and 1 client, or you could do 3 customers. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes? Even though this is being recorded, I will smack you up through virtual phone, text, if you do not tell me that this doesn't make sense. I say that with love.
She's not playing.
I'm not. Does this make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm talking about when we went to regional conference and trainings, it was like this in school. They gave you scenarios and the different slides. And we over here like class, like, yeah, you could do this, this, this. So this stuck to me. This was powerful for me. That's why now I know how to structure my business. That's how I could look in your back office. Hey, look, Brea, you're short this, this, this. We need an agent here. We need a customer here. Hey, Anthony, you need this, 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 right? If you don't know how to do this, you're going to be so reliant on your leader that you're never going to grow. I need everyone to understand this, because there's no reason why your agents are not getting promoted and you're not hitting sales director and above, right? This is the last quarter of the year. I'm talking about we need to smash out vice presidents, all of us. Are we all together on that?
Yes.
Yes. I don't want to be smacked. So, so when you said the 1, I can barely see, first of all. Where'd you go?
I'm here.
I know, hold on. There you go. I couldn't see you. The board, thank you for bringing the board up. Okay, so you have 400 there, the little, your camera ring, I couldn't see. So yes, so adding one more client, which would bring it to 8, and then, I mean, not one client, one agent, and then one client would bring it to the 1,000. I did hear, I did hear, I think it was Lisette or somebody said something about 3
or 3 customers.
Or 3 customers. Okay, I heard it wrong. So okay, I was wondering what I missed there. So okay, never mind, I got it. I'm good.
Make sense? Mm-hmm. All right, awesome. Now,
thank you.
You're welcome. Now let me give you another scenario. Let's say you got customers in your holding tank. Right? That's your holding tank. And the agents in this leg, all their customers, you've already sponsor placed, and all the agents, their CABS have been triggered. We're down to the last wire because the month is about to close out. But this leg is short. You haven't signed up any agents and no clients, but you're short in volume. Should you still sponsor place customers over here to make sure you bring the volume that you're short, even though the agent's CABs are already been triggered? Should you sponsor place your customers?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes. Absolutely, right? Why should you do that, even though all agents' CABs have been triggered?
So you can use that group value.
Boom. It sucks to have to move them, right? But you securing that title, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to stop there, you guys. I hope that was great info. I know I went a little over, but I wanted to make sure everybody fully understood how to hit Field Trainer, read their back office, fully understand, read their back office, fully understand Senior Field Trainer, and obviously Sales Director. The month ends on the 19th, okay? And I want to make sure that everybody understands when your leader says, what do you need? Look in your back office and break it down. I need another field trainer. I need 2 agents and a customer on my leg over here and then the leg over here, right? Because it's going to make it easy for the team to come up with a game plan to execute so we could win the game. It just makes sense. So the homework everyone has tonight, go in your back office. The beauty is that at the far right, it tells you what you need for the next title. If you're short 2,000 in volume, break it down. Look at your team. If you don't have a whiteboard, I'm gonna need you to go to Walmart tomorrow and go buy one. I want you to teach your upline sponsor how to get to field trainer, step 1, step 2, senior field trainer, and step 3, sales director, right? And I'm gonna wrap it up with this. It is gonna be a super fast drawing, okay? Super fast. Because you gotta take ownership of your business. Why would a person want to join you if you can't even show them how to get to field trainer? If you can't show them how to get to senior field trainer, why would they want to partner with you, right? I mean, I say that with respect, okay? So you got to be able to show your upline this. Check me out. When you get your dry erase board, it needs to go like this to your new agent. Step 1, I need you to go out, you got to get agent 1. Mind you, you might not be able to see this because it's in green, but follow me, okay? Step 1, get agent 1, agent 2, agent 3, and get 2 customers. That's step 1. Then you show them you now hit field trainer. Does that make sense? Yes. Now let's go to step 2. What do you do now for step 2? You duplicate.
Duplicate it.
Absolutely. Now you're going to show agent 1 to do the same thing you did. Get 3 agents and 2 clients, right? Agent 2, get 3 agents and 2 clients. Agent 3, get 3 agents and 2 clients. Step 2, you complete that. Step 1, you hit field trainer. Step 2, you hit what title now?
Senior field trainer.
Senior field trainer. Not only that, you need to know the volume that has been hit. So if this is 1,600, 1,600, and 1,600, how much volume is that?
3,600.
That is 4,800.
4,800, yeah.
Right? Right or wrong? Am I wrong?
You're right.
Yeah, they're right.
If you did this here, step 1, how much volume you got in step 1, including your volume as a new agent? How much volume you got in step 1?
2,000.
2,000. So if you hit field trainer step 1, step 2, 4,800, how much volume you got now?
5,000.
Negative.
No.
6,800.
You got 6,800. Did you solidify senior field trainer?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And then I'm going to stop at step 3. Step 3. What do you do now?
Duplicate.
Duplicate. From the 3 agents here, you're just going to pick one of the agents. Just one. Granted, ideally, you want everybody. Is that going to happen? No. 3 agents, 2 customers. 3 agents, 2 customers. 3 agents, 2 customers, right? That's another 4,800. Add 4,800 to 6,800. What do you get?
1160.
11,600. Step 3 completed. What title you just hit?
Sales director.
Is
Sales director.
everybody fully
Sales
confident?
director.
Absolutely. Is everybody confident to be able to show someone like me, if I'm brand new and you sign me up, can you teach that to me?
Yes.
Everybody
Yeah.
confident to show me that?
Yes.
Then let's get this done, man. Let's get this done. Let's get this all done together. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody? No, we good?
Yes, this is Vanessa. Can I get a copy of this recording, please? So I can review it.
Absolutely. Once Alfred Singleton shows me how to upload it to YouTube, I will go ahead and upload it to the team group chat.
I appreciate it.
I would
Thank you
like
so
to-
much.
yeah, thank you, because I would like to have it as well.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I feel like we need this. This is so important. All right. I'm going to go ahead and stop recording. So that is our team training for Friday night, September 11th, you guys. Super excited. I hope everyone